Good morning. Welcome back. How's everyone doing? Nick Chubb just screwed me over, man. Hope he's all right. I'm looking at my fantasy team this morning, and I got Nick Chubb. I'm going to do some trades. Gonna have to set up some trades. Good morning, everyone. How we doing? Welcome back to the channel. All right. So, what did we talk about yesterday? The potential for some slow action. We got it again. No, I don't think. I mean, he's okay, like actually okay, but yeah, I think I'm trying to find. I tried to find the video of the injury and I couldn't find it. I'm sure it's somewhere online. He's a number one thing on. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, I just found the video. It's not good. I don't recommend watching that. That's nasty. All right. So, tomorrow, FOMC, as we talked about yesterday, we stayed within the channel all day. Really nothing going on. So a little bit of a difficult trade. We were able to find a little bit of action yesterday in the early morning. But that was about it. It was that first early morning trade, and then that was pretty much all that I was able to capture yesterday with some real confidence. I did hold a few swings overnight because of the inability to get above the pre-market high on the NASDAQ. I felt like the NASDAQ was still pretty weak. And I'll explain to you guys why here today on the live stream, why I was willing to hold a few puts overnight because of the rejections that were still stepping in on a few names. So that's really it. I mean, yesterday was pretty much a non-event. Still holding a few puts. FOMC tomorrow. Today's probably more of the same. It's probably more of the same like we saw yesterday. So I see a lot of people online, a lot of traders that I know actually trade, just sort of laying low, right? Laying low, waiting for FOMC reactions, waiting for some real price action. I think that's probably the right move. So let's jump into the schedule. We'll wait a few more minutes for some more people to jump in. But once again, guys, thank you for being here. As always, thank you for supporting the channel. If you guys could, press that like button, subscribe to the channel. That would be very much appreciated, as always. So, yeah, let's wait. Actually, you know what? Let's just go through it, right? People that are sort of late, let's just get it going. I got to do some catch-up work today after the stream, so let's just get it going. All right, so today, futures economic earnings calendar. Let's go ahead and pull up that economic calendar. Really, all that matters this week is FOMC tomorrow. That's really the only thing that truly matters, in my opinion. Today, housing starts, building permits, nothing really to worry about, in my opinion. We'll see if there's any reactions. But tomorrow, federal interest rate decision, Fed Chair Jerome Powell talking as well. So that's the main event. That's all we really care about. After tomorrow, hopefully some better price action. We shall see. That is what I would be looking for tomorrow, right? So that's that. Let's get to the schedule. Tesla 260. I still think Tesla's weak here. I'm still looking for that downside move. Watching Tesla, we talked about this one yesterday. Nvidia, retest rejection of 440. Watching this today. Amazon 140. Microsoft 330 was nice rejections yesterday. Apple actually held up pretty well. Apple sort of had, I think Apple's probably just sort of in that oversold environment, was able to sort of grind up yesterday. We'll talk about that. Google, strong day for Google. Google is still probably the strongest name on the market in regards to major large cap tech. Google is actually at its highs. Not all-time highs, but it's at its recent highs. So pretty crazy move on Google. And then finally, AMD double bottom. Worth a watch over there. So let's jump right into the futures. NASDAQ. This is why I was still willing to hold puts, right? There's nothing that changed here. Nothing changed. And you can't change your mind over a 1 minute candle, right? If you look out and you zoom out here, nothing is bullish here. Nothing has changed. We are still turning the previous lows, right, into rejections, both Friday, both yesterday, and both this morning, right? We are nowhere near any type of strength, right, on this market. Sure, you held up a little bit yesterday, but there were no key level breaks. So I'm still willing to look for downside here. There is nothing that has shown me strength, right? And so I know, right, if I'm holding some downside, all I have to watch is, do we get above this maybe 20 SMA, or do we get above around this 15,460, 15,470 level, right? That's all I have to watch. As long as we're below this yesterday low or yesterday high, I remain looking for downside. That's all I have to watch, right? If we get above, if we hold above, if we start breaking above the 20, then I know, hey, you're probably going to reverse to the upside. We're holding above these previous lows over here, and it's probably time for me to get out of my downside trades. But all right, I'm just chilling on them. There's nothing to be concerned about. The only reason you're scared here is because you're trading with money you can't lose, right? That's it. That's, again, it's a very simple concept that you have to somehow find, right? You have to find that. You have to find it in you somehow. You have to not be scared when you trade, right? The only reason you're scared holding puts overnight is because you're scared to lose money. That's all. Because there's nothing that actually shows you that, upside is coming in here, right? So that's why I'm holding puts overnight still. NASDAQ still stuck under that 15,460 previous low. That's the level to be watching today, guys. You also want to be watching that 20 SMA yesterday. We got close to that 20 SMA, rejected it. Today, we're looking for the same thing. If you pop up today, if you start to see rejections at yesterday highs, watch out for those supply rejections potentially. Also that 20 SMA. If you get downside, right, you're not shorting down here. I talked to the group yesterday. The only reason we shorted yesterday is because we shorted pre-market highs. We did not short at the lows, right? We didn't short on this big downside. We didn't short on the downside. We were short up in here looking for the downside within the channel. So today, if you're going to short anywhere, you better be shorting, right? Think about, I've done this sort of experiment before, but I'll do it again, right? Just to get you an idea of what I'm thinking here. If you're going to short the market, right? If you're going to short the market today, it has to be in this area, right? This is the only place you can short the market today. The only place you can long the market today is here, right? That's all, right? You can only enter shorts here, and you can only enter longs here. If you enter shorts here, you're wrong. I don't care if you make money on it. You're wrong. It's not the right trade. You might get lucky. You might break the lows. But if you do that consistently, you will lose money. I can guarantee that, right? If you long here, maybe one time you get lucky, we get a breakout. I can guarantee you long term, you will lose money longing here and shorting here. You have to be short at the supply highs and long at the demand lows. If you start trading in the middle here, you will lose money as well, right? So that's how you structure these trades. It's very clean in regards to levels. Short at the supply highs, long at the demand lows. Of course, you don't just close your eyes and enter shorts here and enter longs here. I hope you're not that, you don't think I'm just saying that it's that easy, because it's not, right? You still have to watch price action there. You still have to watch price action here to see if you think that it's actually holding or actually rejecting. But at least once you get in these zones, that's when you start to look for that side of the trade. So that's that. QQQ, same concepts here. Adjusting these levels slightly because we have to after seeing yesterday's price action. You guys can see here 372. That's very clearly the supply high level. That's also the 20 SMA, which rejected yesterday pretty much perfectly. And then demand lows. There is some demand lows around this 370, but major demand lows are down at that 369. So same concepts here. 372, 20 SMA supply highs, 370 demand lows. Easy concepts. All right. ES. Let's move this over. So we had this little rejection. We have this 4505 level, but we also have this this little 20 SMA, which we were barely even able to get close to. So I would say, yeah, the ES is a little bit sloppier here. You are still sort of stuck under that pre-market high from yesterday, as well as that previous low here. You're sort of messing around at that. It's not that clean. If you want to be safe, right? If you want to just ignore, this is what I like to do when things are not that clean. I'll actually make it just a wider channel just to play it safe. I think if you want to play it safe here, you wait for this larger channel, right? Because this little level here is just not that clean, right? You guys can see it runs through these highs. It's sort of random here, and it's been pretty random here on the ES as well. So what I would do in this situation, where I don't really like how clean that looks, I would just delete it, and I would focus on the larger channel, right? There's your larger channel on the ES. It's these highs here, right? At that 20 SMA, it's the highs from yesterday, and it's these lows around this 44.95. So demand lows 44.95, supply highs around that 45.20. Channel rules, right? Channel rules. That's all you do. Supply highs, demand lows. You don't long here. You don't short at the lows, right? That's all it is. And you probably expect the same thing today. So 45.20, 20 SMA, right? And then that 44.95 below. SPY. Let's jump over to the SPY. These levels will all be posted, of course, in the Discord later, if you guys are waiting for that. So you guys can see here, you have these previous lows, 20 SMA. It's all the same. Everything I've said is the exact same for every stock, right? It's all the same. Every stock is doing the exact same thing. It's all 20 SMA. It's all previous lows, channel highs, right? Everything's the same. So previous lows, rejections, 20 SMA rejections, right? That's your channel high, 445. Demand lows, 443. So 445, 443. There's your channel on the SPY. ES, same exact thing, 45.20, 44.95. NASDAQ, 15.460 to 15.350. Supply demand, right? NQQQ, 372 to 370, right? It's the same thing. Everything is in the exact same thing, all right? That's what you watch. Dow Jones has done nothing. It's been sitting sideways, right? There it is. There it is. Yes, trading is more psychology than having levels. I agree, right? But you have to have the levels, and then you have to have the psychology, right? The levels are about 10%, and 90% of the trade is psychology. I said that exact same thing yesterday on the Discord. The trade we took, right? We'll actually we'll go over that after Tesla. But let's continue. Dow Jones has done nothing, so I'm not going to say anything because it's done nothing. Russell, you're sort of at the demand lows, right? Look at this. 4-hour chart on the Russell after the rainbow rejections. You guys can see right here. You're sort of right on that 1850 line. Yeah, 1854 is really the big level, right? 1854 on the Russell. It's going to be big down there. Big rejections up here. That short's over, right? That short is over. If you didn't short here, it's over, okay? Don't look to short the Russell if you didn't short here, where we were talking about it last week and how clean that would be, all right? Now you're not shorting at the lows. 1840, 1854, big demand. Watch out for that. All right, let's continue. Tesla. Here's my read on Tesla. I think Tesla needs to come back to this retest level. This 260 retest level is where I'm looking for Tesla to come back down into. Here's your 4-hour chart on Tesla. This is where I'm looking for it to come back into. This right here, 260. So I am still holding some shorts on Tesla. I'll go to the 30-minute chart. I don't think there's any support below here until around this 260 retest. You can see we dropped that 270 yesterday. We got below this very important previous demand. We talked about this on the live stream. We said if Tesla, this is verbatim what we talked about on the live stream yesterday, right? If Tesla breaks under 270, look for a break and retest of 270. What did Tesla do yesterday? What did Tesla do yesterday, right? And what is the live trade that you saw on my Instagram, which you'll also see tonight in the video? A break and retest of 270, right? I mean, it couldn't have been any better. It could not have been cleaner on Tesla yesterday. We said look for the break and retest of 270, and that is exactly what you saw on Tesla. So, you know, I think it pays to pay attention. It pays to come to the live streams, in my opinion. That was the perfect trade yesterday, and we nailed that thing. So I think you probably see downside into this previous high, right? There's really no reason that Tesla holds up until that level, right? There's really no reason that Tesla holds up anywhere besides these previous highs. So that's sort of where I'm looking for it to come down into, around this 260 level on Tesla. Still holding shorts. We'll see what happens there. Beautiful trade from yesterday, 270 break and retest. I want to get into this real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I think it's a good concept for some of you out there, right? Why you trade Tesla puts and not me, right? That's the question, right? That's the question. That is actually a good question. And here's the reason why, right? In my head. It's in my head. I don't care if I lose right here. I do not care, right? Because I woke up, I made a plan. I know 270 is important. I know if we break and hold below 270, it's a good potential short entry. And I don't care if I lose, right? So why did some people take this trade while others did not, right? This is not difficult. This is not hard to read, right? I'm not a rocket scientist to find why we would trade a 270 break and retest, right? That is not hard. That is rudimentary. I can get a 18-year-old that's never looked at charts to understand that a break and a retest of a previous major support is an idea to look short, right? That is not hard. That is not hard to understand. What keeps you from trading that is you are scared. You do not want to lose. You can't accept that you can take a loss, right? You can't accept that you might be wrong. The outcome is uncertain, and you're just scared. You lock up, right? You can't accept that there's uncertain outcomes and that you could be wrong in this situation. That is going to hinder your ability to be profitable 100%. That is it. That will be the reason why you do not succeed, right? It's not because you can't figure out levels. It's not because you can't find supply levels. You can't find demand levels. That's easy stuff, right? That is easy stuff. You can do that. I can guarantee you everyone that's watching can do that. What everyone in the world can't do is accept to just take a shot, take a trade, accept if you're wrong, right? And just cut the loss, right? They'll take this short. Tesla will pop back above, right? They won't cut their loss here. They'll hold it. Tesla will squeeze to 280, right? And they'll blow up their account, right? That's what some people will do. Others will see it reject, right? It'll drop like it did, maybe down to here, right? Then they're shorting it here, right? They're shorting it 10 minutes too late, and it will reverse on them, right? There's all different scenarios that could happen here, right? My entry is in a live recording from yesterday. I have this entire trade recorded live. You can watch it on my Instagram, and I will also post it on YouTube tonight. However, that is trading, and I think it needs to be talked about more because people try to give you like the perfect trading strategy, and it's all BS because I do it too because I think learning the break and retest first is important. You have to understand what to look for, but there is a lot more to it than just understanding where to look for shorts and where to look for longs. There's a lot of it that's in your head. All right, Nvidia, let's continue. What am I looking for today? Nvidia break and retest of this 443, 444. I am short Nvidia. Do I care if I lose? No, because I'm not going to blow up my account. I can lose money, right? I know I can accept a loss here. Why am I short Nvidia? Because this is the exact break and retest of previous lows, right? I know 440, 442 is a very clean potential break and retest rejection, right? I see the previous lows here, right? Previous low. Very clean, right? Now look what we're looking at. You are rejecting, right? And you are rejecting. So you can see double bottom low, double top rejection. So what am I looking for here? I'm looking for this to fade back to the downside. It's not about being brave, right? It's just taking a technical setup. It's not about, there's so much wrong with the mentality of well, this is why a lot of people fail trading, right? I mean, the psychology would not be, or the statistics would not be that 90% of people fail if this is not if this is not the normal reactions that you get out of human beings, right? You have to try to not be what the 99% of people do, right? If 99% of people fail and you're doing the same thing that everyone else is doing and you're saying the same thing that everyone else is saying, well, hey, probably means you're going to fail too, right? I'm not scared to short Nvidia because it's been strong. This is a technical setup, right? So I'm going to take the trade. Previous lows, this is where you rejected here. This is some previous highs here around 440. And I'm looking to see if this little double top, right? Double bottom here, 1 and 2, turns into a rejection zone. And I'm in at these highs. So if I'm wrong, right, I get a little bit of a loss, right? And that's it. That's my trade idea. We'll see what happens there. I like the setup. That's why I'm holding it overnight. And I'm looking for that rejection around that 443 level. If we break back above, we hold above, right? Then that trade is incorrect and we move forward. So watch out for that on Nvidia today. This 442, 440, it's really like it's a little bit of a zone. It could be a little bit messy in here, right? It's like 442, 444, right? It's a little bit of a zone, so it might not be perfect sort of in this area because you can see it sort of rejected 445s, right? It might extend itself up to around that 445. I think that's possible as well. So I would just sort of monitor this general zone here. This is going to be an interesting spot for Nvidia. Amazon 140, right? I'm still holding some shorts on Amazon as well. Why am I still holding some shorts on Amazon? Well, you guys can see yesterday we turned 140 into rejections pretty much all day, right? 140 rejections. We're rejecting it here in the pre-market as well. Why do I like 140 rejections? If I go to the hourly chart, right? Look at this 140. I'm going to turn this red because that's what it needs to be. You guys can see right here. Previous highs around that 140, previous lows around that 140, 140, and you can see this morning, look at these 140 rejections. 140.20 is around where it is. So that's what I'm watching on Amazon today. If I go to the 5-minute chart, you guys can see this is Friday's lows, right? Friday's lows turning into Monday's rejection points, right? Right here. Friday's lows turning into Monday's rejection points. Right? Pre-market rejection point. So as long as we're below that 140.20, then I'm looking for that downside continuation. Right? So watching that 140.20 on Amazon today. Sir Desiano made a video about demand and supply 6 months ago. Guys, don't miss to watch this video. It will give you a lot of super info. Please trust me. Thank you, New York. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Amazon, that's that. Microsoft 330, another big level that we were watching yesterday and continues to reject. You guys can see right here that 330 level still pretty stuck. So make sure to be watching that 330 on Microsoft. Here's the only thing I would be cautious of on Microsoft, right? If you are short Microsoft, just be aware of the potential demand down around this 327 level. So you can see very clear reason to be short 330, right? Very clear reason to be short 330. You can see right here, rejection, support, and you can see those 330 rejections coming in as clear as day. Now, if you do short up in the 330s, you have to be cautious of the demand that comes in around this 327, right? You can see that 327, all this 327 demand. So, what are you trading in? You're trading in a 3-point channel. And if you know that, if you understand that, then you need to tailor your trading around it, right? You can't trade within a 3-point channel and expect a 10-point move, right? What's a good example of this? What's a good you can't, let's think. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good saying for that, but I can't think of it. First thing that pops to mind is like you can't enter a marathon when you haven't trained and expect to finish it. Some shit like that, right? You can't short 330 on Microsoft and expect this thing to just tank to new lows, right? You have to, if you're going to short 330 on Microsoft, you better be a profit taker at 327 demand lows, right? You have to respect the channel that it's trading in. So 330, 327, that's the levels I'd watch on Microsoft, right? Apple. So Apple pretty strong yesterday. I actually took a loss on Apple yesterday because I tried to short this 177, right? And yeah, that's just a trade that I think was worth taking, is worth taking, and I was willing to take that risk. I was willing to try to short this little supply high. You can see right here, previous lows, highs, highs, and highs. And if I go to the 5-minute chart, we did get a little bit of a reaction there, right? I was getting short around here to look for that supply high rejection and some continuation. But Apple did not have continuation to the downside, right? Apple was a strong one yesterday, and I got stopped out right here on this candle around here, this 177.50 break. So I like the trade idea, right? You can see, why would I short there? Well, it's very clear. You can look what happened the last 2 times it hit this level, right? 1 and 2, big rejections. Yesterday, not quite the same, right? We were able to break above and hold above. So Apple, a little bit of outperformance yesterday. Here's what I'd be looking for now, right? This is now what you're looking for on Apple. This is now your new channel low, and this is now where you're looking for rejections, right? Right here. I'm sorry, for support, right? If Apple pulls back, if you hold this area, 177.50, right, that is your new demand lows. So that's what I would be looking for on Apple. If you pull back to 177.50, does it hold as support? That is your new watch on Apple. So look for that 177.50 demand, and then watch out for this 20 SMA and 181 supply. All right? That's your new watch on Apple. Look at that 177.50 level. Yesterday, it was, or previously, it was double top rejections. You are now trading above it. So what do you look for now? You look for that double top to turn into new support. So 177. Huh. What just happened? Where was I? I don't know how that just happened. I feel like there's a ghost. Where was I talking? What was I at? You guys got a point? Oh God, everyone got a point. Your first point ever. Your first point ever. The first and only point that you guys will ever get. Where was I? I was on Apple demand. Oh shit, I was really far back, huh? All right, so Apple 177.50 demand, right? Press the like button. 600 likes. I mean, give me a break. So Apple 177.50. All right, let's continue. Little user error, little Desi error. You know what I realized today, right? You know what I realized today, which is the first time I've ever realized it. When someone does something consistently like me, people start to expect it, right? They start to expect it like it is their. It is their. They what's the word I'm looking for? They deserve it, right? When someone like me does something consistently, they now deserve it, right? And let's not be those people, okay? I realized that I was a little late to the Discord, right? That's why when streamers, like online streamers, like gaming streamers, they take a day off, people have a fucking conniption, right? It's that is the danger of doing something consistently, guys, in anything in life. So be careful there, right? I have put myself in that situation, right? Where it's like people come and they expect it. They are expecting of what is to come now. So anyways, 138.40, right? 138.40 on Google. Watch that. You can see Google's remaining pretty strong. I would really just watch this on Google. This looks to be more of a clean level, this 137.50. I like this level more than anything else, right here. Previous highs, you have sort of this consolidation here. You have these lows, you have these lows, and you have yesterday's lows, right? So that's really what I'd be watching, right? You can see right here, day over day. Look at this on Google. Friday lows, yesterday's huge push, right? Friday's lows, yesterday's huge push. That would be the low that I'd be watching on Google, right? 137.50. If you can get that back to 137.50, that would sort of be my retest long area right in here, right? Longs off this level. If you break below it, right? If you break below it, that would be sort of that short idea, under 137.50. So that's what I'd be watching on Google, 137.50. I think that's a very important level. Look to see if you can find a trade off that level. We got some data. Yeah, a little bit of downside. I mean, it's the same thing, right, guys? Look at this, right? Nothing has changed. We're all just trading in the channel here. That's all it is. Just a channel trade. We continue to stay relatively weak. Tesla staying pretty weak. Nvidia, I love this potential rejection today, man. Man, oh man, would I love for this to work out. All right, this would be a sick little rejection here around this 443, 445 zone. Would love to get that play, right? Would love to get that play. All right, let's move on. Last one I got for you today is AMD. Then we'll do a little recap of the futures to get a good idea of what's going on. Here's the hourly chart on AMD. Here's my thought. I will never look. I mean, let me take that back. Let me rewind. I can't say I will never, but I have no interest in looking long on AMD. This thing has been a weak piece POS, right? This thing has been weak. And look at this 103 rejection that came in yesterday, right? This is as clean as it can be. You can see right here. Previous high, previous high, previous high, previous low, right? And previous double top high, right? Look at that. Look how clean that is at 103. So if you get that rejection play, you could look to play that short off 103. That is very interesting today, right? That is very, very interesting today. Look, if I zoom in here, look at how clean this is. It's the same as Nvidia. Previous lows into highs, right? That is not a difficult concept. That is a very easy concept to read. Previous lows, triple top highs, right? That's an easy concept. Now, are you willing to take that risk? That's the question mark, right? And are you looking for that downside into that 100 level again? I would personally wait for that rejection to come in, and I would look for the short under this double bottom low, because if we break this double bottom low on AMD, this thing is going to get taken to the back alley, in my opinion. This could be really ugly under this double top low, right? But this short here around this 103 could be interesting. The only thing I'd be concerned about is the double bottom lows, right? It's the double bottom lows. So watch the double bottom lows on AMD, but that 103 supply is very interesting. I would be watching that today. Netflix. Yeah, Netflix under 400. We were talking about that. That trade's there, man. I mean, I say something, right? And there's nothing else to say here, right? You either take the trade or you don't, right? That's it. You either take the trade or you don't. You either take the Netflix short under 400 or you're too scared to do it. That's it, right? You either take the trade and have a stop over 400, accept your loss over 400, or you don't, right? And that's the trade. And that was the trade that we said yesterday. And that is the same thing I'll say today. It's there. It's clear. There's nothing that's, right? You are never going to get something that gives you that 100% confidence that it's going to work. That is not a real thing, right? It's not going to be like, oh my God, the stars have all aligned here, and I am now okay to enter, right? if you're going to take this trade, I would say wait for this to maybe get a little bit closer to 400 if you want, maybe on a little bounce and rejection. But the 400 break and retest, that's the level. That's the trade. I would continue to look for it. All right, let's go over the futures real quick because I got to jump out of here early. I got to post some charts in the Discord. If you guys want to get technical charts every single day, every single morning, make sure to check out. If you don't want to, go to the main Discord where we trade live and we have a whole community, a whole team and whole group. If you just want charts, if you trade on your own and you don't want distractions, I just want to see Desi's charts. That's all. You can go ahead and go down below. It says get charts. That's just charts, no talking. It's, I think, like $10 a month or $5 a month, something like that. If you want those every day, make sure to check that out. NASDAQ, here's your channel, 15,460, 15,350. That's your NASDAQ channel. ES, same exact thing. Watch the channel, guys. Please don't short at the demand lows. Please do not long at demand or supply highs. That's it. It's the channel. I would say top watches today, Tesla into that 260. I would absolutely be watching some of the rejections that came in yesterday, right? I would absolutely be watching for a break and retest of yesterday's lows on Tesla around this 264.70, 265. If you get a break and retest of this today, that could be a really nice looking trade there. And I would absolutely be watching this Nvidia 443, 445 area. All right. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. If you guys could take a second out of your day, if you enjoy the live streams, press the like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Let's continue to push those likes up. Continue to help the streams out. Continue to grow. With your help, it's possible. I appreciate you guys being here as always. Hope you enjoyed that little psychology talk today. It's very important. I'll probably make a video explaining a little bit more in depth on that today and that Tesla trade from yesterday. So make sure to check out the video tonight. It's going to be that live trade. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Yeah. Dislike, get him out. Get him out. Get him out. Good. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.